Good morning guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. Price analysis video on VeChain today. We'll just take a quick look at Bitcoin because that is ultimately leading the market, and then we'll look at some levels that we could use to our advantage, and also some levels to potentially take profit if we do get a bounce. I mean, we've had 7 weekly closures in the red now for Bitcoin. That's the first time in its history. So at some stage, whether we get 8 weeks or 9 weeks candle, red week candles, we are going to get a bounce at some stage. So hold tight. So yeah, VeChain. Just start off by looking at Bitcoin, which is let's just drop down to the hourly. We had a lot of people mentioning the inverse head and shoulders on the hourly time frame, and that's exactly what we had. We had that breakout, and so far you could potentially say that with having a retest of that breakout, and we are looking to bounce. And the first target is pushing up towards that 33k region. Really depends on how the market reacts to this. Europe's all up now. It depends when the US wakes up in 5-6 hours, but so far I'm not too worried about that price action. I'm hoping that we bounce from here. If we do bounce from here, I think we'll start pushing up towards that 33k region, and that will give us that push towards a green week for Bitcoin, because ultimately it will happen at some stage. Hopefully it is this week, and we turn this 8th weekly candle nice and green. If we do bounce from here, then we're obviously going to push up to that region here. If we drop, then we've got them lows back down at 26,700. And just to put a bearish cap on this, I'm rarely bearish me, but I mean, if we did lose this level, you potentially got this area of liquidity down here at 24k, and then that old elephant in the room there, which everyone keeps banging on about, 19k of a retest. I don't think we've ever done a retest of a previous all-time high on the next cycle move, so just be wary of that too. So VeChain, we'll look at both the USDT and the BTC pairings, and I cover this quite a lot. I was a big holder of VeChain back around here. Back in August 2020, I started buying altcoins prior to that major bull run that we had, and I did really well off VeChain. I managed to sell quite a significant portion up this way somewhere, made a good amount of money. And it looks like it's back down towards those regions. I mean, we're currently at what we're at now, 3 cent, and we've actually been down to this region down here at 2.4. This red level is a level of weekly support, which I was looking to potentially buy, but we didn't quite make it. So if the price does come back down here, I may potentially buy. I mean, I might even buy some more now, because at 3 cent, I think my previous buys were around 1 cent or just shy of 1 cent, and made some good book from that. So I think now could be a decent region. But if we're looking for buys, we could drop right down to hourly and monitor this latest move here. We've had quite a decent pullback so far. If you look at that in terms of fibs, we're currently using 382 fib as support, and we were pushing down towards that 618 level, but we didn't quite make it. So for me personally, I think if you're looking for buys on VeChain, I would start to ladder in from 3 cent, and I'd ladder all the way down to this major level of support down at 2.3 cent. There's a good chance it may not happen, because usually what happens in periods of capitalization, when the market's rejecting and bang straight down, you usually get a wick down, you come back, sometimes you do retest that wick, so just be wary of it. But for me, I think if you're looking for buys, I would like to say start laddering from 3 cent all the way down to 2.3. Don't go balls deep, because remember, if Bitcoin did pull down to those 20k regions, you're probably going to see a VeChain back down to this 1.618 region down at around 1.7 cent. If that did happen, I will be throwing my kitchen sink down at this region. But for now, it's not happening. We're currently sat on support here, and I'm expecting a bounce on Bitcoin if that does play out. If it does play out, so far you can see it is a decent reaction so far. Not much, but we dropped below it and pushed straight back up. So fingers crossed that 33k region does come back in. But that's regions to buy. I think if you're looking to sell, to accumulate, we need to go back to the daily level and look at some areas of major resistance. And I think if you're looking for buys, then this region here around 3.4 cent is a decent region to look to accumulate, or even if you're looking for a bit of a trade. Because if you're looking to potentially buy at 3 cent and sell up here, you've already got a 14-15% move there with no leverage. And then the next region up there is at around 4.4 cent, which is another 45% move. So I think that could be a decent swing. That looks like a more enticing level to take profit. If you can see here, in the past, it's been a major level support level there, support wicks, and if we go back in time, it was a major level there. So I think if you're looking for a bit of a swing trade, I would potentially buy at 3 cent and look to sell at around 4.4 cent. I think that looks like probably a decent level to target. And then once we get above that, which is quite a way off, I'm not going to advise anyone to sell at these levels, but I think if you're looking to sell once we get above there, then you've got major 5.7, 6.8 and then 8.3 levels are areas of weekly resistance, which you could obviously use to take profit. You can go too much into technical analysis sometimes and have a look at all these indicators, but one thing you need to learn is support and resistance. That's all you need to learn. Accumulate at the lows and then sell at the highs, and just keep rinsing and repeating that once you go through your periods of buying and selling. If you need to know how to use support and resistance levels, I've done a full video, so if you go to my playlist, click on lessons, there is a support and resistance lesson in there. No point buying paid courses, it's all there for you. So that's levels to buy and levels to sell. I'm not going to look at anything else on my asset. I mean, look at that, the RSI is on the floor on the daily time frame. We've had a good reaction so far. Every time you seem to be down at this region, if you look here when we was oversold, we had a good bounce up to that region. Where else was we oversold? When was oversold? Back here in March 2020, that was that COVID dump, bang, straight up. So it is quite rare that we get towards the oversold territory, and we are here now, so I'm expecting a nice rise from VeChain very, very soon, depending on how the market reacts. So that's that pair covered. I'm going to cover the BTC pairing, but just firstly, just a quick chat about BlockFi.com. It's a platform I'm using on a day-to-day basis. I'm earning a passive income just by holding my crypto there. You can earn up to 11% APY with a BlockFi interest account. Interest accrues daily and then it's paid out monthly in Bitcoin. So there's no hidden fees, no minimum balances, and no reason to wait. And also, if you're looking for a bit of a card, there is a card option available too. So if you're doing normal daily spending, with a card option there. If you do use that link in the description of this video, potentially you could get up to $250 in your account once you do deposit. So go and check that out. And then finally, like I said, we'll look at the BTC pairing, which predominantly doesn't really have a lot of volume. I've seen my RSR recently, the pairing on Binance got taken down due to lack of volume. This isn't too bad, there is a bit of volume involved, but I mean, looking at this level now, price has just continued to drop, same as my altcoins. And I've marked this area up with 3 red arrows, which is an area where we needed to really reclaim the support. And that's what it's kind of doing, it's pushing back up to that level. If you're looking for buys out on the BTC pairing, I would still target down here at 67 Satoshis. It's a fair old drop from here, but Bitcoin has failed to pull back any dominance on the market recently. I mean, looking at that, we have pulled a bit back, but I'm still expecting Bitcoin to push up to 52%. When that does happen, Satoshi pairs will start to feel the pain and start to pull down in price. So if you're looking for buys, 65, 66, 67 Satoshis is probably that region I would personally target for some buys on VeChain in that pair. And then if you're looking to take profit, whether this region up here at 150 Satoshis and 193. So some buy levels, sell levels on VeChain in both the USDT and the BTC pairings. That's it for today though, in terms of VeChain price analysis. I'm going to be covering a few more assets every single day this week, so if you want me to cover more assets or any specific ones, drop them in the comments below and I'll get to them as soon as possible. So that's going to do it. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like button, I'll catch you next time.